for your profession, like what you are doing, you took a course about it, you took a course on it. When was the last time you did that? When was the last time you were able to say, I want $1 million jobs right now? I have to give $1 million value. When was the last time you thought about it? If you're not able to know that $1 million value will always bring $1 million money, then you are also going to have the problem of not getting the people who will pay you that much. So if you've got that, you need to know that thinking that money grows in a tree, money is you know is hard to get and all those. There are things you have to operate. Now, another thing you need to operate is after operating that you need to uproot, sorry, after uprooting the fact that money is linear, is that money is an age thing. Yeah, it's like somebody had to be 100 years before he can make $1 million, or somebody has to be 10 years before he can make 100 naira. No, money is not an age thing. Money is simply a response to value. So if you are young and you can offer value, money can always follow you. Okay. So the next thing is some kinds of wealth is beyond my family. Some people think that, oh, nobody in our family has a private jet, nobody in our family has you know an estate, nobody in our family, my father never had it, my brothers didn't, my uncles did not, so it's beyond me. No, you don't have to think like that. Now, you we don't queue up to make money. We don't do what queue up to when we want to make money. Yes, the same way we don't queue up to die. Your elder brother mustn't die before you die. Your younger brother must, so your elder brother mustn't make money before you make money. Uncle said, So if you have to wait for your brother to make money, that means you have to, the death will also be like that. If if sometimes somebody who is your elder may not give birth and you give birth, somebody who is your younger may not. So just like that, the same with money. But if you have that block in your head that it's an age thing, you keep like waiting and waiting. Yeah. The next thing is that rich people are greedy and mischievous. It's not true. Rich people are not greedy. You need money to make the world better. And whenever you see rich people, you will understand that they understand what it takes to make money. And if you don't want to key into that, because they make their money will not come to you. I'll give you an example. People will call me and be talking about one sickness like that. Maybe they say, oh, they are going to go for eye surgery because they've looked and said the only thing that can happen is eye. If I tell them I've had eye issues for long, of course I'm an academic, from childhood I've been reading. But look at what I did to make my sight right. If you come to my room, you'll think it's a studio because lights. Look at here now. You see the amount of light here. Yes, it's because of my experience. So if you go to a lot of people's, even check your own room, you will find a one little light somewhere, and then you will read with it. You look around with it. No, if you tell this person now, instead of giving you 500,000 to go for surgery, let me give you money to put more light in your this. He will say you don't want to give him money. So now this money that I've made, I know how I made it. Then I will not give it to you to go and squander the eye that I know after the operation you even go blind. So if I say I'm not giving, say he has money to give me, but he refused to give me. So the truth is that because they work for their money, you are sleeping all the way. I was telling my son, they came here now to teach them. We have a teacher that comes to teach arts. Yes. And when he was his turn to draw, he was saying like he doesn't like drawing. He draws when the inspiration comes. Say, come on, shut up that mouth. Draw when which inspiration comes, when the Holy Spirit come on you, and all those. If you don't understand how to mechanize, inspiration, you cannot. Yes. So a lot of people are like that. They are very, very lazy. If you are telling them, they'll say they are waiting for unction to come upon. Yeah. And I was telling them, do you know that this morning I read from 4 to 10 o'clock? Before you guys started, getting ready for anything, I've read for 6 hours. If I was waiting for inspiration to fall on me, who has inspiration to read? Reading is an easy thing. It's something you have to really say, oh, you be responsible. Yes? Okay, having said that, the next thing is that some people are afraid of riches. Let me tell you, you may not know. If they say, okay, we have um we have 36 states of the federation for you to supply us furniture and build the furniture and supply us. It might sound like a joke to you now because it's not there. But immediately it is like a ministry department agency or arm of the president calls you for that now, and then say go and calculate the money. For the next few weeks or rather few days, it becomes difficult because when you look at all the stress, all the running around, all the it happened to me as a young person. I think in my late 20s or so. You know, I met one woman. She was a commissioner for education in a state. And when she spoke with me, she said, "You are so intelligent. I want to give you contract to go 20 something or whatever local government in that state and go and teach them, like handset repairs, small, small skills like that." At that point, I have a company called Solid Technologies that was into all this. The woman said, go and raise a proposal and write your amount and bring. Today, go and do it now, now, now. It's been more than it's been close to 19 or 20 years. If I've given her the proposal, it's today. If I've not given her, it's today. I ran away. Do you understand? I ran away because when I look at how maybe 30 local governments going one by one, or going to teach, mobilizing all the people there. And I don't want to disappoint the woman. I don't want anything to go wrong. And then calculating all the money, how much it would take. It was too much for me. I feel that, telling her that big money may make her feel like, are you okay? So a lot of things. Then even sitting down to write the proposal, I wasn't sure I would write a good proposal. I ran away. Great. Up to today, I ran. That is how to be what? Afraid of money. Some people are afraid of money, but they don't know. Okay. So the next thing is, if you have ever used that word, we the poor people, please throw it away. We the masses, who do we have? Do we matter in the scheme of things? We the poor people, God forbid. You are not poor because you don't have money. You are poor because in your head, you are poor. A lot of the politicians you see, I don't have respect for a lot of them. A lot of them do know what? They are so poor. That is why a governor will be stealing from his people. After 1 year, when they start seizing his thing, and you're wondering, how could you amass this kind of thing illegally? Houses, money, in pounds, in dollars,
Today we are in the mosque.
Yeah, yeah.
So one Alhaji that we used to pray together, so he was telling us,
Yes.
we are talking about this scale on how to improve your income and everything. So he was telling us that there is a director, that the man probably is retired in the next 1 month.
Yeah.
And we talked to his fellow director, but the other guy has so many years before they retire. So they joined him with this Alhaji, and the Alhaji is into businesses and buying all these melons, taking them to
Yeah.
Lagos and all that. So this guy was now asking that what can we do, because it's about the parent, that is a parent in this moment. And Alhaji told him that you have to start this, and he said all this advice since my first year of service to death at 5 years, nobody advises me on how to do.
You see?
So the man is afraid that if if care is not taken, when you invested and the money will now
Go.
because he has never
You see what we call poverty. He's poor in his mind. He doesn't have information, he doesn't have knowledge and all those. So that's the major thing. The major thing is not the money in your pocket. That is why when I was younger, a lot of people, when I'm talking with them, they will always wonder, you are disabled now, cool down, talk like a disabled person. I will laugh. I say, I'm going to be a professor. I'm going to also be a musician. I'm going to be a businessman. I'm going to have a lot of companies. I'm traveling the world consulting. I'm going to, some of my friends will ask me, is it with this your legs? Is this with this your leg that you will do that? So I'm going to marry a wonderful woman, have 4 kids. Do this. They were just like, just pray. But you see, I saw what I was going to do, and I was sure about that. So the point is your ability to understand that that word, we the poor people, yeah, is a demonic word. Don't ever say. And then a lot of people say, me, I'm not greedy. I'm satisfied with little. This is my little salary. This little money where they come. I like I'm that way. You see all this ritual, where they do? I don't want to participate. And who told you that? Don't you see people who are doing right thing and they are rich? Don't you see? And then we the poor people, so that's another thing. Now, a lot of people also say, I don't need too much money. Too much money will remove me from God. Look at all the rich people. Immediately they are rich, they forget God. How many rich people do you know? Okay, you are knowing the wrong rich people. So the point is, we must understand how to eliminate wrong beliefs about money. The fourth tool, because I want to end by 6, the fourth tool is purpose and passion discovery. And that's where I fight with a lot of people. What is your purpose? What is your passion? So let's talk about it a little. Passion is your consistent. Does he need a find a pen? Is there find pen for this my little boy? Since they don't. Yeah. So the question is, what is passion? Passion is a consistent and fervent interest on something that has, you know, an ultimate concern. That consistent interest, it doesn't end. Even how much you try to remove yourself from that passion. You see, I've always had the passion to do what to teach, not to teach no more. That's why a few years to my professorship, I had to leave the high institution because I wasn't getting that joy. The only time I get joy is when I counsel students and then help them. But of course, that's not what they will take in exams. So you can't come into your class and you keep talking motivation and counseling them and showing them. So, in fact, I started becoming a little happier when the university and the department, you know, had a course called Phil 457 for me. It's called Philosophy and Entrepreneurship. So where I teach the final years how to use philosophy, the way I'm using it to consult for government, to consult for United Nations and all those kind of things. That was when I started being happy with even the teaching. But of course, a lot of my time is still have to go around what they will use to take exams. So I never liked it. So passion is something that had been consistent in your life over time. And if you've not discovered it, there's a problem. Then purpose is the ultimate concern of your life that affects others. Meaning, how can you use your passion to affect the world, not just make money? That's what we call purpose. Purpose will always be what? Higher than you. Your purpose will always be higher than you. Your passion derived from your aptitude and your aspirations, things that you can do easily and things that you want to be, that they drive your passion. But you see, your purpose goes higher. It has an ultimate concern, what you want to live, as something enduring on earth. and it must affect other people positively. In fact, even more than it affects you. Look at all the leaders or founders of religion. Yes, a lot of them lived in the bush, lived in the monasteries, traversed the mountains, talking to people, moving from one city to city and nation to nation, talking to people. If it were just for them to eat and drink, they would sit down one place. But so their purpose is beyond. Yeah, that's why if you're in furniture, if you're a civil servant and the purpose is just the salary or the money you make, there is a level of greatness you can reach. If you listen to Dangote talking about his refinery, he will always say, it depresses me to see that a country like ours send out our crude outside and bring in refined, leaving out all the other components of yes, okay. So the point is, if it was about money, he'll take the money he has, put it in a place, even put it in a bank. The bank will be giving him enough money, and then he goes home and he's sitting there, sell everything, drive around with his private jet, and but it is just beyond it. Can you imagine? In Dangote's refinery, there are over 50,000 people working there in the refinery alone. 50,000 people. Can you imagine 1,000 persons? What they mean? Imagine 50,000 people. So if he decides I'm no more going to do business, what happens? The 50,000 people in the refinery alone, not in the other companies, the cement in everywhere. They do what? They will be jobless. Looking at those people who thank God for him is a purpose. That's the reason he wakes up in the morning and wants to do more. If he opens another big organization, what happens? Another 50 or 20 or 30,000. And it's not him, just not him. Okay, I'm not saying he doesn't do something for money, but at a particular time, yeah, that drive. So, what is that thing that is driving? So, your purpose and your passion, discovering them is a tool. Now, there's a saying that the world makes room for passionate people. Do you hear that? The world does what? Makes room for passionate people. Passionate people always have projects, but people who are not passionate, they don't have anything. Passionate people always have projects, project. Every time they have a project. So what could have led me to start Success Algorithm, the conference? What am I gaining from it? I don't really care how many people attended. I don't really care but it's just a passion. That's why I stopped doing it on Zoom and started doing it on Word, on the social media, so that after it will be there for 1 million years. People can go back, listen to it. So what are you passionate about? And what are you doing about that your passion? What's your purpose? And what are you doing about it? There's something about purpose. So starting with all that you've been writing and all those, I want you to start conducting seminars. In the next 2 weeks, I want you to find a primary school or secondary school around your what? Your place. Do small flyer. Chat, whatever it is you want to teach. I don't want to suggest to you.
Yes, I was even talking to my wife.
Yes.
Because she's into all this counseling and
Raise your voice. We have online audience.
newly admitted students.
Yeah.
So they used to counsel them. So I was like telling her if she would give me a chance, I would come there and I would lecture them, I would tell them more about the way they're supposed to live in a positive way, this kind of thing.
Yeah.
How to succeed in life and married to what they will make them great. So it's like, hey, there's no problem. She will try that for me.
Wonderful.
I want to like doing it as a voluntary. That willingly I want to share my knowledge with them.
Yeah.
So by doing so, it will improve me one way or the other.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wonderful. Great. So the point is, you have to just find, what you love, and then you do what? You start doing. You don't just keep waiting until the kingdom come. No, you have to find one and start doing. You can't know where it's going to lead to. So purpose discovery, yes, says, and passion discovery says that what? The world makes room for who? For the people who are passionate. And Money falls in love. Money falls in love with passionate people. Money loves passionate people. Money falls in love with people who are passionate. Money will follow you around. Yes, anywhere you put your head, money will follow you around. Yes. Yeah, Rose Springs, how are you? Thank you. Yeah, money will just follow you around. The point is, when you are passionate about what you do, you are going to see that people who hitherto are not interested in giving you money or releasing their money, they will start releasing the money. Money loves charisma. Have you ever checked for a book? Go to pdfdrive.net and you check for a book on charisma. How do I build my charisma? Money loves charisma. Money loves charm. Money loves active intelligence, not just reading and understanding and piling it up there. Money loves when you have active intelligence, intelligence that is working, knowledge that you are putting to work. Money loves that. Money loves game. You play the game of life. Yes, just doing your thing. Whether the money comes or not, that's not even your problem. The problem is you want to be a doer. Money loves doers. Yeah, money loves courageous people. A lot of us are so afraid of our shadows. You want to do anything, you are asking, would they accept it? I don't know if they will like it. I don't know if they will want to be part of it. I don't know, it's same, this thing. I don't know. A lot of people are. If you know new companies that are coming out every day, doing what other companies are doing, but slightly different every single day. What happens with if just you are you straddle services and you straddle production by saying, okay, I know my friends who are doing furniture, I'm going to be marketing for them online without your phone there. Yes, one thing about money is that she won't tell you what you have to do to mesmerize her. She will just be there and saying, guy, talk now, guy, no. And the money will be there. So that is why courageous people are the people who pick it up, who speak to her in the language she understands. A lot of people are so afraid that they cannot do anything that is outside their comfort zone. So why, Sunny, why won't you host your own trend? Why must you go under and inside what your wife is already doing? I'm not saying you shouldn't go through your wife, but why can't you? You don't want to fail. You don't want it to be on because they have brought the people together. So it's easier for you to go where they brought people together. Why don't you mobilize your own people? Yes, yes. Like a lot of them will laugh at you. This Sane lecturing us. Sane. Sane now wow. Now this is what you want to do now. Uh, and then you start telling them how to be successful. Is that they will be looking at it. They will look at your shoe, look at your cap, look at your car, and look at, does a doctor need to be healthy before he can treat you? Oh dear. A doctor doesn't need to be healthy. If he's a doctor, he may have diabetes, but he can treat you. So you don't need to be rich to tell them how to. Okay, but don't mind me. I'm just saying that while you are also doing for your wife,
Or maybe I will even go to the school,
simple,
tell them that please I look at what I do.
simple,
Write them,
simple,
deliver them to them.
wonderful. You can do it. You can do it in the morning. You can do it in the afternoon. Yes, you start with schools. You talk to them. You could only talk to JSS 3, rather SS 3. Sorry, or talk to SS classes. and you tell them on what to do, the next phase of their life, how to handle it, blah 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 blah. Okay, your leg will start getting stronger. And I still see people today. I used to do this. I used to do this thing now. Many years ago, in fact, until I married my wife, sometimes I go with her and all that. We see people everywhere now. You came to our school when we were in secondary school in 2000 and wow, you're a big boy. And I say, yes, sir. That thing you told me changed my life. You know, but I was training myself. I was just training myself because I needed those platforms. So when I did that for some time, then we invited those schools. So um, to a training, I think we say 200 and something naira for their meals. The hall was packed full. And then I invited the commissioner for education. No, no, she wasn't commissioner for education then, was she? I invited.
Then she was commissioner for education.
Ah,
Yes. And
okay.
the secretary.
For
Secretary
education management board and all that. So they came and all that. Do you know that the secondary education management board?
wasn't the commissioner then.
She wasn't the commissioner. She's just my friend. I invited her to come and talk, but she's a professor of education. I invited her. So she came, talked to the kids, and she was mesmerized. She later became the commissioner for education. Then the secondary education management board took it upon themselves and said I should go to the 20 something local government to train them, to train these students one by one. And they gave me some millions of naira to go and do that. Remember, it was something I'm doing free. I hired hall, big hall that could take up to about 2,000 people. But because I don't have all the resources, so I wanted them. I subsidized. The whole was in hundreds of thousands, but also the meal wasn't to 200 naira. But I said let them subsidize because I don't also want people who will come in and then they will just be walking around doing boyfriend and girlfriend. I wanted people who will pay something for commitment. So the 200 naira wasn't enough, but I was really interested in doing that thing. Do you know what? I later, in fact, I bought some land with the money I got from that contract. Those land is worth so much money now because I just took the money I got from it and said, let me invest it in land. It has appreciated over the years now, more than a decade, and so it is worth so much money now. But it's something I started like people were laughing at me. I went, what are you even doing? Why do you want to do this? And why will you hire a hall of 2,000 people and then bring people free? What do you gain? They don't know what I'm doing. I was training myself. So standing with these few points of mine, I've not been able to confuse you and not convince you that doing it yourself. Oh my God. Okay, my own Adebayo, not much. I feel like you welcome. So now we've talked about courage. So let's talk about number 5. Yes, I need to talk about just about 10 of them. I have about 40 minutes to go before we leave here. So number 5, the tool number 5, energy tuning. Tuning. Energy tuning. Juju, I hope you are writing because you have to reteach me this thing. Tuning into energy. That is energy tuning. Okay. Now your energy will attract or repel money. Your energy will do what? Will attract money or repel money, your energy level. A lot of us, like I was telling Siri the other day, yeah, the energy level is responsible for how much you're going to achieve on earth. You see, the two major things you invest in life is what? Your work and your love. That is your work, like the furniture work or the consultants or whatever you do. And then the next thing is what? your love, your family, your wife, your kids, your husband, and all those. These two things need what? Energy. Is it true? Your work and your love, they need energy. That is why you see a lot of big people, they spend so much energy where? On their what? On their what? On their work. So what happens? They don't balance it. Because of that, you see a lot of them who have all the money, but you see, maybe no wife or no husband because they divorced. But if he's a wife, the wife wants you to bring back some energy to home. The kids want you to bring back some energy, you see. So it's very important that we note that. So how do you improve on your energy? It's a deliberate thing. You must understand that resting. Obasanjo talked about what he called dreams, DREMS, because he just turned, is it 80 or 87, 85 or whatever? He just, they were asking him, how is it that you still do all this thing you do? He said DREMS. He said, yeah, yes. Is it 85? Okay, yes. I can't remember what he said the dreams are, but he said D stands for dieting, okay? R stands for relaxation. E stands for exercise. M stands for, oh, I've forgotten what he talked about. Oh, medicals, taking care of his medicals. Yeah. And S stands for social interaction, that he makes sure he is, interacting. D, dieting, R, relaxation, E, exercise, M, medicals, and then
And so that social interaction is something that keeps somebody age. When even you are going aging, you will not be talking out of line.
simple.
All the time.
He's intelligent and all those. You see, that's social interaction. You see, that's what will happen with our man who is up there now. He doesn't interact with people. He doesn't know anybody. He couldn't even find ministers for 6 months. He couldn't find up to today. He said he doesn't know anybody from Igbo land, not anybody from Yoruba, not anybody from outside. He just does his, and then he puts you there for million years. He can't take you out, because if he takes you out, who will replace you? He doesn't know. They asked him about the IG. He said he came back and they asked him, the IG, how did you choose? He said, they told me that he's the man that got everything. Yeah, I've not even met him. He doesn't even know the man you did it, because and you can see how beautiful the country is. So the truth about that is that you must balance all those things. Obasanjo brought people like Okonjo Iweala, brought people like Obi Ezekwesili, brought people like Chukwuma Soludo, brought people like I think Sanusi was his time. Okay, Sanusi was Jonathan's time. Yeah, Yaradua brought Sanusi and all those. Yeah, so you need to always have that social interaction. Okay, now if you if I'm going to ask you, what one thing do you do deliberately to energize yourself? Will you be able to say one thing you do deliberately to energize yourself? Desire, can you help me? What are some of the things you do deliberately to energize yourself?
Exercise.
Yeah, raise your voice.
Yes, exercise.
Exercises, okay?
The breathing.
Breathing exercise
Yes,
too.
deliberate breathing.
Yeah, deliberate breath, conscious breathing.
Yes, exercise. Then reading. When I read, I get
Reading.
energized.
Yeah,
Yes.
the water thing,
I, yes, the water.
the cold water.
Yes, the cold water. I use cold water immediately after using hot water to breath. That one keeps me strong all day, from morning till evening.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Okay, so the point is that people should have deliberate thing. What I'm doing may not be what you do. Like I do a lot of smoothies, yeah, because if I just keep eating the way I also make money, I'll be like, Humpty Dumpty. But I do a lot of, if you see my food is very funny. Okay, my food is like the food of a 2-year-old. Why? Because I want to do little of the food so that my body can always take as much. Otherwise, because my work is sedentary.
Take carrot, cabbage.
Wonderful. Because my work is sedentary, I will do what? I'll be very big. My breathing. Anytime I eat normal, my breathing will change. If I breathe, it will be, you see, fats are building up, cholesterol, everything. What will happen with your energy then? Your energy will plummet, it will go down. Waking up will be very difficult. Yes, your stomach will be getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and then, you know, your breathing will be heavy. So you have to find the things you do. Now, why are these things important? They're important because if you want to make money, they are the tools for making money, easier tools for making money. But what happens every day? People want to say, cut me soap. I always ask my friends, if you see the governor of your state in an elevator in 30 seconds, he said, please, you're from my state. He said, yes, sir, my governor. He said, what can I do for you? What will you say? A lot of people will say, Sani will say, oh, give me contract or make me SA or this. Yeah. You see, he will not make you SA because all the people that struggled for him to become governor, he hasn't made all of them SA. Then he won't come and give you a contract because all his brothers and sisters and party people who contributed, they've not all gotten contracts. It has to be something we call YFM. What is in it for me? You're going to give him what is in it for him. Something that you say, wow, this is just different. Please, can you come over? That's the problem we have. Because people will always say, give me connection. So let's talk about number 6 as I start winding down. I call it vibration calibration. Vibration calibration. In other words, I've said that you must calibrate your vibration so that at every point your vibration is high. What does that mean? Now, have you heard you don't attract what you want, you attract who you are? Now, if you get that from this program, that would have been a very big revelation. Help me say it. Want to go? You don't attract what you want, you attract who you are. Until this word goes out of existence, that is a very powerful tool. If you want to attract greatness, you have to be great. If you want to attract peace, you have to be peaceful. If you want to attract integrity, you have to be a person of integrity. That is the truth about life. And these are the easiest way to make money. The easiest way to make money is not just to run around kitty kitty kata kata and think. No, even if they give you the work, you can't do well. I've introduced some of my boys to some big opportunities. Those people will call me and tell me, who is this? Who did you send to me? I say, oh, but he's a good boy. He said, no, he's not a good boy. Doesn't know how to do this and doesn't know how to do that. The guy I introduced to, how many building was that? The place I introduced to my small boy architect. Uh, it's an estate, I think. Don't worry.
I think it's a small estate that
Of
has some
how many houses?
between 3.7. I'm not very sure.
About maybe 5 duplexes. I introduced this boy for one guy, one top civil servant. The guy went there and messed up everything. But if not that I'm mentor to the civil servant, I would have had a lot of issues. He said he didn't know. The boy said he didn't know that that place is waterlogged. So it was during a dry season. So he did the, what do you call it? The foundation small. And when the rain came, you know, everything was underwater.
They didn't look at the soil.
Did he not look at the soil? Did he not look at other buildings around?
Yes, yes.
What are some of the things he needed to check?
Because he's supposed to do, he's supposed to carry out EIA.
Yes,
Yes,
environmental impact assessment.
and this thing.
Now, did you get that? Did you get that? So, what's the point? Afolabi, I didn't understand what you're saying. Oh, please, can you help me? You said playing Islamic music. Okay, okay. Oh, wonderful. Afolabi says playing Islamic music energizes him. Thank you, Afolabi. I can understand that. He said playing Islamic music, what? Energizes him. Yes. So that was how that my friend sent him away and started bringing other people. Yes, the breathing exercise. Thank you. To come and help rescue what the boy had messed up. So can you imagine this guy was supposed to work for? This is my friend, has other big friends like that. Do you see if he had done that 7 or 6 duplexes perfectly, and how much do you think he would have made from that? Was it 1 naira? And he's a young boy. Up to today, he's not married. And this thing is more than
More than 8 years.
8 years. Up to today, he's not married. So okay, do you know how much he would have made from that single deal? And then the guy will introduce him to other his friend. You know, the guy works in an agency in the presidency. So they make a lot of money. You fumbled. Why? You know, you attract not what you want, but who you are. You see. So money comes when you get ready. Money comes when you get ready. So that's why I'm teaching you how to really get ready. You know, money will not listen to your crying. And I'm teaching you personally what, you know. Yeah, thank you, Rosie. Yeah, he didn't do soy test. Yeah, he didn't. Yeah. And he messed up that and nearly messed up my relationship with that guy. Yeah, nearly messed that relationship up. And these are relationship you got from hard work, you know. So what do you think will happen? Any little boy that comes around, please introduce me, introduce me. I shall go and sort yourself out first. Give me the works you've done, show me. And most of them they don't have anything. So your ability to understand that your energy and your vibration will always attract. If that guy was passionate enough, he would have done these studies. That's one. Number two, he would have brought a senior friend
Yes. Let him look
to help him do those things. So you don't eat everything.
just like what Mr. Akola said yesterday.
Yeah.
That you have to look at the environment.
Environment. Simple.
You have to look at the other buildings.
Simple.
How they build, so that you take from there.
So tomorrow night he will say, God, maybe he will start blaming Buhari. Is it Buhari that made you not to do your work well? And also, do you know where that place would have? In fact, what you need in life is just one connection. The connection will now start, you know, manifesting into a lot of other things, and before you know it is big and huge. So that's that. So if you want to become rich, get ready for riches. That boy was not ready. Is it true? He wasn't ready to get wealthy. He wasn't. But if you ask him, he say, Oga Habana, how can you talk like? It's a simple mistake. Mistake kill you dear. You know, I'm making mistake with my millions, and then you want me to joke about that? It won't work now. So the next thing is always understand that your vibration will help you to have your RAS activated. So, Sarah, within yesterday and today, what new opportunities have you discovered? What, money making ventures, throw up themselves to you? I want you to say one, even in your business. Nothing.
Last yesterday,
Yes, since yesterday till now.
lately until American gathering here, gathering momentum for the
You've gathered too much momentum. I don't like the momentum again.
So that's what my mind is on the machines.
Machines,
Machine production.
the machine you want to buy.
Yeah.
And so where will you get the money? Have you talked to Bank of Industry?
Not yet.
Okay. So don't build what do you call it, momentum for something you want to go and buy, because it makes no sense. If you have money, you walk in and buy the thing. You don't need momentum. What you need to build momentum for is to make the money you are going to use to buy that. Yeah. So how can you buy that? Find the people who are selling the machines locally, internationally. Try to see if they can you can represent them here. Talk to the people who can buy and to see if you can. Do you know how to operate them?
I don't know.
You don't know how to operate them.
Yeah, they just use the machines. I don't know.
So you first of all go and learn how to operate them. That is what cutting money means. Unless you have enough workers to operate it for you, and then you don't need to learn. But the point I'm making is that just getting momentum to buy a machine, we don't have the money. It makes no sense. Yes.
I've spoken to, I met Armstrong, I've gone to Kuji, I've made books, I've been doing the talking and walking the talk. I'm doing, but the, of course, the funds required. I've not also had the habit of waiting for, I'm doing bit, um, with structure. So they one or two jobs, I'm saying that's where I'm going to. But I'm still talking to,
Those people.
yes, people who want to come into partnership. I had an offer, a recent offer. It was 80, it's 5%, 15 sharing ratio.
For him, you.
Yes, for him 85 investor.
Okay, he's bringing all the money.
Yes, I was doing 100%.
Okay.
So but my other team
Partner.
says it's small, he should review that. And then he just sent me, before I came, I got the text for this algorithm conference. He said we should send it back. It's in public, it's even public. It's a national youth president for the Labour Party. Zenith held the money, the grant for that project. So for me, what do I do? I'm able to have alternative. So I've told him I'm making it next week. That's about the machines. While I am doing it.
And the person is ready to bring the money.
Yes, he was.
Okay.
He said,
Have you gone to renegotiate and said, can you up the percentage?